Rhea picks Tami up from the Wallhouse seminar. I am Milton, son of a carpenter, married Daddy Carpenter, worked on skyscrapers, Mom Marianne. I am the son of a carpenter, I get to tell parables. This is my Tami parable series by Tami, the no-armed Chinese fella, average worker of the unseen business, the street. How do you get to be missing both arms? Being blindly obedient. They love that on the streets and the unseen business in general, particularly the Chinese streets and the Oriental unseen business. His boss, Wu, gave him a test of loyalty, gave him a test of management, told him to stick his right arm into a running wood chipper. Now, Tommy's always been blindly obedient. He's Chinese. So he slowly fed that right arm into the wood chipper, and Lefty, the left arm, saw what was going on and jumped off. That's a wise thing to do. You see anything bad happening to anyone who is the right arm to you being the left arm, jump off. Now, Tami got a promotion because the Oriental streets are backwards. They love blind obedience. He's bossing a whole lot of folks around. Also won his girlfriend's heart. He's always been scaly, talks with a harsh lisp. He likes to stick his tongue out a lot. Now that he's missing both arms, he does a very mean snake dance. He snaked his way between Rhea and whoever she was dancing with at the Snake Pit. Go figure, popular dance club here in LA. He's been there ever since, and it's a good thing because he can't get much done without the arms. He's got his assistant, Ching, and he's been dropping them off. It's been a whole series of seminars for managers of the Wallhouse. Wallhouse is like a warehouse in some sense, but it's also for finding out things. You want a 100 pencils that look just like this one, for whatever reason. You go to the Wallhouse and they will have 100 pencils for you, and they got all kinds of a t-shirt with a stain over on the right side. Yeah, that kind of thing. Also, the Wallhouse, Great Wall of Evil, works with a whole lot of folks. Being one person, gene pools full of people being one person stepping in and out of shoes. In one particular place and all over the world. And yes, Tami, he is in charge of the Northern LA Stone Cold Mountain impersonators. That's part of his duties as a manager, and he also is in charge of erasing Hussein's past. Now let me tell you that you can consider everything I talk about. I'm Milton, son of a carpenter, married Daddy Carpenter, worked on skyscrapers, Mom Marianne. I'm the son of a carpenter, I get to tell parables. Everything is either funny, son of a carpenter, married stuff. It's off the wall stuff to get your attention. It's meaning, fire, and brimstone stuff you don't have to worry about. Till you flatline, yeah, see that bright light. And then, of course, you got an eternity of that with the horn one. It's something to think about. Because however mean I might be in my mean, fire, and brimstone, the devil's a lot meaner for eternity, which is a lot longer than anything I talk about. But everything is attention getting to get you to, and I hope to get this done quickly so I can start preparing my imagery for the end of the month. So let me show you the fives. Check and post in 5, 424-229-4140. Make that video whatever you get when you don't get me. And asking for 93 checks very seriously. Checks of America's Lifeline to your. See that phone you're making a video of is every child in America's Lifeline to the firemen, the police, paramedics. Make a video of being hijacked. Timestamp on your phone. You got the number dialed. Your phone is making a video of someone else's phone being hijacked. Not one in a decade of asking. Those hijacking your calls to me, and who knows when else they will be hijacking your calls, or why else, yes. Religious censorship, that was what 9/11 was, and so was placing a cowardly Hussein in our White House right after we got attacked by a whole lot of cowardly Husseins with 9/11. We don't go by the person's name or the fact that Barack Hussein Obama grew up in Africa to be closer to his dad. We go by you not reaching me for a decade, not knowing when else your phone won't be allowed to work. And we can't trust our news media because I've been asking for a decade for that 93 check, and it's not, well, maybe he's being censored or maybe this has happened. No, it's fact. They are worried enough about hijacking America's lifelines to alter phone records to cover it up, guys. You got the timestamp on your phone, you got the number dialed. Go to youtube.com/DNFD series and check out the Milton's Call Log playlist there. I just posted a video about a month and a half ago with every call to and from this phone making the video, not 193 checking a decade of asking. That's not politics, that's not anything but your phone not working, not knowing when it won't be allowed to work. So I tell all firemen, make a video of the fire station's phone all across America. See, that phone is every child in America's lifeline. All policemen of the police station's phone all across America. 424-229-4140. You don't need to go check my Milton's Call Log playlist, do you? You can get your own phone records. Make that video, post that video. All soldiers, aim high, fly, fight, win. This we will defend, honor, courage, commitment. Semper Paratus, Semper Fidelis. You protect America, make a video. Oh, those are the military mottos. Make a video of America's hijacked lifelines and post it. 424-229-4140. Yeah, I don't approve of the cowardly Hussein being placed in our White House. He's cowardly by, Hussein status or that religion because he can't even own up to his own religion. Remember, the first thing he did in office was to reach out to those who harbor terrorists in their country, the Muslims, worldwide. And then he got backlash from the American people and backed off of that altogether, being Muslim with the name Hussein. That's a good one. Make that video of America's hijacked lifelines. We don't go by names. We go by you not reaching me with a 9-3 check of your child's lifeline, your lifeline, America's lifeline, and a decade of asking. Call me up in front of network news anchors, local news anchors, any and all in the public eye. Especially those reporters. How can we trust anything you've given us in the past, will give us in the future, or given us tonight when you can't cover something every American can cover with their phone? Timestamp on your phone, number dial. Make that video, post that video. Now back to my fun attention getting steps, because I hope to make this a fairly quick parable video. You can post and repost those 5. Find a good 93 check video of mine. The good ones would be a minute. Look for them on Instagram. Make your own. Tell everyone to call John Milton Brady. Make a video of their hijack lifeline. Make a video of that guy in the pew there next to you. It's Sunday. Video of their lifeline, their family's lifeline not working. Let them turn around and make a video of yours. At work, where you go to college, your neighborhood, wherever. Make that video, post that video. Hand out these big 5s. And these are the same 5s I've been using, those laminated there for a while. I hope to cut off the green with these. Just to, all priests. That lifeline in your hand there, it protects your flock. The folks in your church when they are at your church. Make a video of being hijacked. 424-229-4140. You don't have to agree with anything I say, except that your phone should be allowed to work all the time. Make that video, post that video. Post and repost these 5s, print them out. What, 15 cents, give or take a nickel? Depending on where you shop, hand them out. Friends, families, folks you don't even know. Tell them you can find your own 5s to download and print out at those sites there, and at a lot of those sites, like Daffodilia there, Vote Dash Truth. You'll find the big 5s like these in a big folder. Separate folder has 24,000 about to grow. That's what I mean by processing my imagery for the month. About to grow with July 2018. And yeah, you're going to find a lot of individual 93 checks that don't have big 5s in them, or might have big 5s in them, but just aren't in this section. with the big 5. That's set. I'll look for them, find your favorite one, check and post 10-5. Oh, here's a good one. See that phone as every child in America's lifeline to the firemen, police, paramedics. Make a video of it being hijacked. That's at World Trade Center responding fire engine. It was just down the street from where I had to work, because they were the only ones that can reach me by phone. Graphic card employers can't reach me by phone to employ me. So I took a photo, and yeah, it's true as anything. Make that video of every child in America's lifeline being hijacked when you try to call me. And yes, I've got a lot of imagery specifically designed, but yeah, it's to get attention. But not one person calling me up and answering that question in the right way. I'm a soldier to protect America. Make that video of the military bases phone as you're trying to call me. Ask and answer that question. I've been asking for that first 93 check video, or this first 93 check call, for a decade now. I've yet to get one. I've got my answer, because 8 of those years were covered with that cowardly Hussein staining our democracy with his lies. I've got my answer. You ask and answer that question. Trying to call me with your family's lifeline. Post. Now back to Tami. My fun attention getting parable. He's got the job of erasing Hussein's past, meaning, our fun stuff like the Osama rumor. Not one comment about that in a decade of telling about it. I didn't start the rumor, I just picked it up. Made a video series about it. Oh, look around the eyes, put Osama bin Laden here and Barack Hussein Obama there. You check out the eyes and... Oh, please, I'm surprised at you. It's 2018. Don't be a hater. They're mixing things up all over the place. Not one comment about the Osama rumor. And no comments about my Tami parables. Doing them daily now, or have been doing them daily for a little over a year. Make that video of whatever you get when you don't get me. Post it. There's the serious stuff. All the other stuff is attention getting. Tommy's in charge of erasing Hussein's past, which means any connection he has to terrorists in the Mideast or Saudi Arabia, and some of that you might be surprised at, but I bet a lot of folks don't know he grew up in Africa to be closer to that dad. And yeah, all my attention getting stuff is to get you pick up your child's lifeline, your family's lifeline, your wife's lifeline, your husband's lifeline, and make a video of being hijacked. Post. Now Tami is in charge of that, all that stuff, and he found another Chinese fellow who's got the job of finding out what folks who are thinking about tearing down the Great Wall of Evil around me, that has just me in all those graphic art photos. Folks from the past who might have been planning to build a better world. And yes, it's our Fun Street fiction, so I can say they got replaced or got distracted along the way. And I grew up in Monroe, Louisiana, and I went to a Catholic high schools and Catholic high school, Catholic grammar school, and I tried to. I seemed like I kind of rambled a little bit, but I called a work in progress yesterday's parable, and I will get back to that. But I forgot to put something in there. In 2014, when I ended up in the hospital with the same genetic wounds that my eyes are changing, it's all connected. 80 pounds lighter. If you see those Melton's the stigmata wounds in eyes, a lot of the eyes, and also some gory stuff with that. I had the wounds and ended up in the hospital. They're genetic wounds, meaning they don't come from outside trauma, they're coming from within. They're genetic in nature. The ankle biter wound down there started as I don't know if you still see it very well. I started with a I gotta clean my sandals. Started with, it looked like a big circle, and then it kind of morphed into what looks like a bite mark. Oh, check out the imagery if you couldn't see it too well there. But yeah, all of those put me in the hospital in 2014, and ended up being a Good Samaritan hospital. And I was living at 6 blocks east of the tallest thing in LA back at the time, before I ended up in the hospital for 70 plus days, and then on to a convalescent hospital from hell for a year and a half, and a whole lot of folks showing the character along the way. But this is about, yes, the Catholic, isn't it? I know they had a nice. The only thing the most favorite thing to watch or listen to on the TV there, aside from the news and that kind of stuff. Oh, hear that siren, checking posting 5, 424-229-4140. See how quickly you can make a video telling everyone else to do the same thing. Hear that siren, see that fire engine, make a video. Try to call Melton. You don't know when else your phone won't be allowed to work. And why these folks are high-taking our life, obviously to place a cowardly Hussein and a buffoon Trump dressing guy, but make that video. You got to be under a minute for Instagram. Twitter is short as well. YouTube you can stretch out. But back to my parable there, the Good Samaritan, I believe. It's a nice Catholic place, and they had that Gregorian chant and such on their TV, the kind of cable TV there. But yeah, I'm not really a church-going kind of guy, but that's what I identified with as far as that. So when the social workers, the guys that are there, I think it was a female that was there, when they and the nurses would ask me, I'd say, well, if you got a priest, nun to talk to, and yeah, what did they send when I was in, the first, I think I was in ICU most of something, at least in the own room and all that kind of stuff, but the first, I'm not sure how long, I was unconscious when I got there for a few days or a couple days, had a kind of a glass place there. I think that was the serious intensive care unit. And what did they send me? At death's door, a Buddhist monk. Nothing against, religious folks, but I talk about that great ball of evil being just me and all of this imagery. And up to 90 minutes. And I get sent, I refer to, China as having a whole lot of dabless Buddhists, because I did Google once, and from what I got, believe in truth and that kind of stuff, or taught truth, Buddha, and all of that. Didn't get too heavy into it, but yeah, in a Catholic hospital, I thought. So one of two things, I got snubbed. Or, as you cover your ears, you're a priest or nun or good Catholic. The devil's people walking among us are worried as anything about stuff. And that's what Tami's in charge of, or at least she's in charge of. S-H-I, I don't know how to spell that. In charge of making sure Tommy's in charge of those impersonators. Someone who wants to build a better world, like Pedro from my parable last night and this morning, and Jennifer from this morning Sugar Chick Parables, and Joseph, a painter from Canada. Jennifer's from the Northwest United States, and Pedro's from Argentina. And yeah, those 1,000 points of light are to be built worldwide to inspire the future and present to greatness with. Come tear down the great wall of evil. I said back at the end of that parable nightly. Come tear down the great wall of evil. It has just me in all of this imagery, and let's get started. Building that better world, those 1,000 points of light. You don't have to call it Jesus' Immaculate House. Call it an opportunity house, opportunity for a whole lot of good businessmen to build a better world. Build those houses to inspire the future and present of greatness with, not just, like churches you go to on Sunday, but cities, communities, really. Come tell me what you think of that. You gotta do it in person. Yeah, the devil hijacks your call. The devil's people and their great wall of evil hijack your call to me. Come see me in person. Have Whitwood Travel. Show me the perfect place to build Jesus' Immaculate House here on earth. And back to Tami as I show you those eyes. Rhea picks him up, and as he's driving home, she's telling him about this nice man. He was a little late getting out. He had to stay behind, and one of the folks there had to talk to him about something. But he was late, and she said, I met the nicest gentleman out there as I was waiting for you. And Tami didn't see. He left before then. About 9 years ago, excuse me. Darker, browner eyes. A little bit of blue right there. More of it here from 5 years ago. Smaller circles are the older, browner eyes. Bigger blue circles growing and throwing around are the bluer eyes. Genetic carpentry at work. I'm going to show you what's going on with them right now with the flashlight. But Tommy's curious as she says she got a new recipe from her grandpa in Alabama. He likes the beaver recipes, work real well for cat. He got all those exotic southern recipes. Badger, porcupine, skunk. Oh, Tommy could have used that a week or so ago, wouldn't he? He thought he spotted a cat, but it just turned out to be a skunk. She's got a new recipe, and she picked up a whole lot of stuff at the store. That's why she wanted Tommy out of there, so she could take him and get cooking. And as she's going into the kitchen, Tommy's been asking her all kinds of questions because the guy said he knew Tommy, and he didn't know who he was. And he says, "Is it white?" And Rhea says, "Oh, you see the whiter part? At times it can be all white. That brown part in the center, and that's a very light brown. And the brownish circles around, completely gone. At least I can't see them with this flashlight, and I've tried the other flashlight, which is different lumens. And it's not there. You know what's going on? Come see me in person, tell me." And Rhea says, "Wayne? Tommy, half your friends are named Wayne. How am I supposed to know what Wayne you're talking about? I don't think it was any of the Waynes." And he's suspicious because the way she's been describing it's his arch nemesis, a Bing from a Chinese misfit school. So he says, was he picking his nose? Because Bing likes to pick his nose. He's Chinese. And Rhea says, "Oh, of course not. He was a gentleman, I told you." Of course he wasn't picking his nose. And she walks out, and Tommy has kicked off the loafer. He's got the Three Stooges on. He's in that nice recliner of his. And yeah, he's got that toe as best he can up the nose. You're picking away. They have contests over there. If you've seen them out in public, you know what I mean. But she says, "Tommy, take that toe out. I don't want to go back to the emergency room." He got in the emergency room because the toe got stuck up in there. And he doesn't have his arms. He's been, doing yoga, and he's always been very limber, so he picks his nose with his toe. And she says, of course that nice man was not picking his nose. Or so all of those. Let me just finish the prayer, but 25 minutes. And she goes back into the kitchen to prepare the cat, and Tommy, makes sure she's not looking, and goes back to picking the nose and watching the Three Stooges. And you know what all my attention stuff is about? Try to call me, 424-229-4140. Make that video of America's Hijack Lifelines. Post it. Certified that mail, 4260 Eagle Rock Boulevard, apartment 409. And yeah, print out my stuff. These are DVD labels. They're paper, but I showed you a whole bunch of those 4x6 photos. There's a DVD, couple of DVDs over there. These two over here are one of the 24,000. You're going to find something you like, print me out. I'll keep you company on that nightstand, that tabletop, that desk.